So hey, in this video, actually in the last to last video, we actually did discussed about one of my small project, which was basically maybe a social media website. So in that website, I actually implemented with the help of JSON server, and within this period, I think it was almost 3 weeks. What I did was build the backend completely and implemented this with the React. So you can see the Twitter backend. I actually implemented the whole backend, but there was an issue. The issue was that let's say mm, uh, in the refresh it was completely breaking. Okay, so the Vercel app was completely breaking, and then let's say if I send the user some email, that email link was not, I mean, it was not opening. It was basically crashing my whole app, and the redirection was also very bad in the React. So I thought of shifting this whole project to the Next.js, because I thought that okay, this is the only way that it can handle the both the things at a time. Um, Uh, First is at the refresh, it won't break. In the redirection, there is no way of breaking. And the second was that in the if I get the mail, then it will actually it will actually redirect the user to the correct route. Okay, so shifted. It took me almost, I think, 1 week or something, I guess. But yeah, it was good. I mean, so let's see. So first of all, I will explain you the code later, but we will go through the whole flow of the app. So if you are not the user, then you have to just create the account. So let's say we just create the account. Okay, let me just delete my username because I'm actually doing the email. So let me just delete this. Let's say, okay, yeah, that's fine. Uh, so let me just delete, let's say I create some username. Let's say I'm not giving the .com. Let's say password. I'm just giving the password as some this password so that I can actually remember this. And then where is my, yeah, this one. Okay, so password also I have validated something. I have used GUI for this. I will go to the code then. I think so. Let's say if there is no there are certain types of cases. So let's say uh, let's say ABCD. If I did give ABCD, then in the submitting it will actually tell you that okay, email must be a valid email, right? So I'll just give it a valid email, and then I'll just submit the password. Okay, it should always be at least one number. So I have given the one number, and I think it was two words. So okay, fine. So if I give the everything right, so it will just create the user, right? So if I give the email and then paste it was one, I guess, one or two. Let's say if I give one, let me just check. Okay, so it was two. So if I log in, it will actually redirect you to the home page. This is the home route of this whole website. So you'd see all the posts that every user has posted. So this is the my profile. So for now, I have just kept the all the images as a random images. So for now, I because I haven't posted anything. So this is there is no post. So let's say I post something. Let's say, hey world, how are you? How are you all? Mm, How are you? I hope. Yeah. I think this looks good. So I just go to this. So if I post this, so you'd say that my post has been updated, right? So if you are the creator of this post, then you will get the delete option here, but otherwise you won't. So yeah, you can actually like someone's post, say, okay, I am liking this post. So it will it will just increase, the like is actually increasing. And yeah, so let's say if now I go to my user profile, so now you should see that okay, my post is ready, right? So there's my post. So let's say so for now there's the follower zero, but you can actually increase the follower. So let's say for now I have just posted, let's say if you hover this, then you'd get the follow option. So if I give the follow, then you'd say follow, right? So now if I go to my user profile, then you'd see that my follower got increased, right? So yeah, this was the basic thing. Let's say I want to edit the profile. So editing the profile, you would, okay, let's say I want SCBH, okay. And let's say I want to change the password as well. So password it was 2. I want it to be 1, right? So if I update, then you see that okay, updated successfully. My profile has been updated, right? So yeah, this one thing. Okay. So let's say if I log out, so I have edited the profile. So if I log out, then it would just throw me to the sign in page. So let's say I have forgot my password, right? So what I would do, I just click on here and I would just give my email. So let's say if I don't give the verified email, I mean, email, then it would say that, okay, email must be a valid email, right? So let's say I have given something which doesn't actually exist. So if I click here, then email sent successfully. Uh, okay. So I think there is some user. Okay, okay, there is some user. So that's why it has sent. Okay, fine. So, but let's say A, B, C, D at the rate 123, 123 at the rate gmail.com. So you would see that okay, no email access, right? So all are the proper things. I mean alerts. So if I submit this, then email has been successfully sent. So if I now check the my email, I'd actually get the take some times to load, but yeah. So you would get the email, right? So you would get the email from the edited. This is my second account, so like I have just to choose that in the form of this. So if I click on this, now this point at this page, actually React app actually crashes because it can't actually redirect you the route directly from the email. Okay, so this was the certain point. So let's say I want the password to be, let's say, yeah, this one. And two, I don't want, let's say if the both the password doesn't exist, I mean, doesn't match, and then it would actually throw you the error. But let's say I just want two is one only, right? So now I have changed my password to one, right? So now if I change the password, so it will throw me to the email. Now, let's say I have done this, and then now I have put in place of, I think it was one or two. Let's say it was two, I guess. If it was two, then invalid. Okay, wrong password. So it would be one, right? So because I have just changed the password, so it is login, and you would actually be logged into your account again. So all the informations that you had were already uh, saved in your profile, right? So you can actually like someone, you can edit your profile, you can actually delete your account as well. It actually works, but for now I'm just not deleting any user, right? So this is the private route. Okay, so I think it is over. I think we should go to the code review, right? Okay, so basically, Next.js actually provides you all the backend as well as the front end support. So you can actually, like just similar to the Express.js, you can actually create the next route as well in the form of the APIs. So in these are the APIs, certain APIs. So in this the API I mean pages. Inside the pages there will be API folder. So here you can create all the API endpoints, and you can actually there is a Next Connect. There is a package called Next Connect. Actually, it actually provides you like kind of like a whole feature of, I mean, whole the atmosphere of the Express, how you use the Express, right? So these are the post, create post, delete post, get user post. Yeah, I have actually increased many things. But I thought that okay, this would be the best idea to get the kind of thing like to segregate all the code rather than doing everything in the single route itself. But you can actually take the like write the vanilla function as well, but it's not like I mean you can actually do that request dot method and then get put post and then write the logic I mean everything. So for the post chooser, actually, if you see the, I mean, the database, you'd see that I have the email and my password has been hashed and the image is there, email and full name because it is not like very confidential, but yeah. So I have bcrypted the, I mean, I have used bcrypt for this, the post user. And for validating, I have used actually GOI. GOI is a really powerful tool. You can actually check uh, GOI npm package. And there were two things, GOI and GOI password complexity. GOI password, and I'll show you the validation function as well. So let's say, I think it was inside com. Yeah. So login validation. So it was the login. But if I validate this, so you'd say that the username should be like string, email should be dot email, and full name, image is required, and password complexity is the GOI password complexity. It is in another like package that is given, that is provided, and npm package. And then validate send email is another thing. I mean like you have to, I've actually used node mailer for this. There are certain configuration you have to do like in your Gmail account for to create this. I think I would make another video for this. But yeah, this is how you create the transport through the node mailer. And then you can actually validate everything, the password complexity is on and all. It will actually handle you everything and give you the proper error. Okay, so it is actually giving you the proper error here, right here. So here you will actually get the validate request dot body. I will just directly send the body to the validate function, and I would get the proper error in this form, right? And it will give in the form of error. So I'm just taking the first element of this, and then dot message is the object. Okay, and I'm directly sending it to the front end, and then the front end is taken care of. So all the alerts, maximum, I mean, I think 90% of the alerts are handled completely by the backend. There is no front end. I have not hard coded anything. It is everything from the backend, everything like message and all. So yeah, I think user has been created internal server error, and get user. There are some get user also. You can verify like these things. I think another, yeah. So for that, I have, so for email, I have created the change something. So I have the done like a find one. If there is no data, then it is like nothing. And otherwise, what it will do is it will actually change the password, and then, like it will just update it, right? So for finding the email, I have done anything. So this would be the exact email that you will be getting, right? So for parcel.app/verified and then your email. I could have done this with the help of JWT, but it was breaking for some, there was some bug in this, in that. So I shifted to the email part. So profile, okay, there's not. Yeah, verified is the, oh, okay. So talking about the front end, I think this is the most interesting part that actually works. So for private route, there is nothing called, like you can actually wrap around, and then that doesn't work, right? But it is really cool. So what happens is, there's something called middleware. You actually have to write the file name like this only. I think there was, if I pull the documentation, next, just middleware. So if you check the documentation, then you'd actually get the all the details regarding this. Okay, and there's a really cool feature to make your like routes private. So yeah, so you can actually go to that. But yeah, the config, everything should be, so what I want is home route to be private, right? and user profile to be private because I don't want the user profile to be public, right? So these two routes should be like private route. And what I'm doing is during the sign in, sign in.jsx, if I show you sign in.jsx. So what I'm doing is I'm just setting the cookies. So logged in as true. And what it will do is it will just go to the middleware right away, and it will just get the cookie. And if it's true, then if it's undefined or maybe the value is not true, then it will just redirect you to the sign in page. Else it will do the next, I mean, the, let's say if I'm clicking on the home route, then it will just redirect me to the home route. Okay. And next response is also provided. These things, or everything is provided by the NextJs. You can go through the documentation as well. And talking about the Redux, I think I should pull out the index.js, I guess. No. I think app.js. Yeah. So this is like the provider, the normal how you do the React. So I didn't want my navbar to, again and again update it. So I have just done, because these are the common things that I want in every page. So I've just done this. And below the component, these thing, line number 17 will always change, right? So I've just done this. And okay, talking about the another thing was that the Redux persist. I would not recommend you to do, I mean, use Redux persist, but uh, I think you should give it a chance. But yeah, I mean, it is actually using. First of all, I thought that it was like when I got to know about this, that okay, you don't have to like take care of the store. Store won't get empty in the refresh, because it is really hard to handle the case of refresh, because let's say the user has refreshed the page. So at that time you have to make the network calls, and right away you have to populate the whole store, right? Because everything is dependent on the whole Redux store. Every users all the details, like ID and all, like image and all, everything is handled by the store, right? So you should be populating the store in every refresh. So when I got to know about this Redux persist, but I thought that okay, it is doing some crazy stuffs, but yeah, ultimately it is actually doing the local storage thing. uh I mean, it is kind of good. I mean, I would say it's like a 50-50%. I mean, it is good and bad as well, because I mean, it is actually storing everything in your Redux store. I mean, the in your local storage. So I mean, you can consider choosing it, but yeah, I mean, it is what it is, because every refresh, because in the refresh case you have to handle something in your, I mean, in your ls, right? So previously, what I was doing was that from the ls, I was just taking something and then making a network call, and then populating the the store, whole store. So it was actually like network calls, right? On the refresh, I'm making many network calls. So it was actually reducing the. I mean, it was actually making my website slow. So yeah, follow.js is that just like another thing, like you have to increase the followers and all. What is there anything? User profile is just the normal user profile, I guess. Yeah, I think these are the basic things. I'd say post, yeah, post action, there is action, and there is user actions. All these things I want dispatch and reducers and global CSS, and there is not much CSS, but yeah. Is there anything? Hello.js. Okay, like dislikes are just the patch requests and all. You have to find the ID, and if it is typed as like, then I'm just increasing this, and then if it's not, then I'm just decreasing that, right? Mm, yeah. Okay. Okay. I think it was not much of a use, but my post schema actually looks like this. The user ID, because every user should be having every post should be a singular document. And so what I'm doing is that I'm just basically storing the user ID information, as well as the the all the like who has posted, the caption, the URL, the likes and dislikes, and then image, obviously, because I want the image as well. So yeah, uh, user model also in this, the username, full name, password, and image verified. Verified is just to I think it was like, yeah, it was for the email, but I forgot to remove it. But yeah, and followers is the just a number and default is 0. Is there anything I can show you? Yeah, these are the just normal helper functions. Yeah, I think components are just the delete component, and footer is the one normal footer. Navbar is pretty big, I guess. But okay, I have to show you like the responsiveness as well. So if I all the pages are actually responsive. If I inspect this, I think the video is a little bit long, but yeah, I think okay. So this is the like the mobile tablet screen out. So if you click on here, like you will get the timeline and the profile. Right? So yeah, and so this was the responsiveness part, and yeah, in the LS. So what I was telling was that in the LS you'd see that it is actually storing everything. Right? So if you see here, so persist root, it is actually storing everything. So it is, I think it is good in sense because LS is much more faster than making a network call and then getting the data, right? And in the cookies also I am saving something, but yeah, and it is what it is. So checker mode one and light mode and dark mode, you can actually use it for now. So yeah, I think this was all about it. You can log out this. Yeah. So now if you try going to the home route, it won't allow you to. It is directly uh, redirecting you to the sign-in page. So yeah, sign-in page is also like responsive. And should show you like this. Okay. So there's the login page, sign-up page. So now I will click on sign-in page, sign-up page. It is the sign-up page. So yeah, this was all about it. I mean, this is the closing of this project. This was the solo project completely. And yeah, I think did little bit, I mean, did pretty well, I guess. Applied many things. Redux, I think I've used. Okay, let me just check what I've used because I forgot. Yeah, React Redux, I mean, Next, Redux, Thunk, JWT, Node Mailer as well. You can check out the Node Mailer, it is pretty good. And Persist and GUI authentication, obviously. And GUI password. Okay, there was another package called GUI password validation. GUI, yeah, password complexity. So you can use this for the schema validation, and it should be schema, right? The schema should be there. Yeah, I think yeah, there's a really good package. You can use it for the password complexity as well. So yeah, I think that this was all about it. Thanks.